Good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Redeployed Gamers Podcast. I'm here with fans
What
one,
up, baby?
and I'm also here with Fred, the actual host of the podcast. Thanks for letting me kick it off today, Fred.
No problem, Jay. Love the energy. I'm fucking excited. Let's go.
She is high.
I love it. I
Uh,
love it. I love it. Go ahead, Fred.
all right. So what's up, guys? So our plans. I'm just going to tell you guys a little something we have planned for our social medias before we really like kick into everything. So, um, we're gonna be trying to come out with like consistently with gun build videos. Just kind of like little outtakes from some of the stuff that you guys don't normally get to hear from the podcast. Just kind of funny moments and just interesting moments from the podcast and just normal stuff like behind the scenes type shit. Um and then potentially if we when we get a bigger following, we do want to start live streaming these podcasts. We think that would be a lot funner or a lot more enjoyable. And then have also interactions from our fans and from the viewers, and just a lot more stuff we have planned for the future, and we really hope you guys are there with us for that ride. But we're gonna get into the actual podcast and into like the main stuff we have here to talk today. um so what are some things you guys need to improve, Jay? I feel like we played a lot and we kept running into me, you, and fans kept running into these problems of server issues. Fans, I know you were the first one to tell me that it was the whole 120 players. You think the servers can even handle this, or like what do you think about that?
Um, they've got to fix the servers. I mean, I love the implementation of 120 players in Warzone, but I don't love the fact that I keep getting lagged out. I don't love the fact that the game is unplayable at times. And I don't love the fact that I'm continuously having to wait in the lobby because of how many times I get lagged out. So
Hmm.
I'm okay with it. I love the 120 people. I really do. But if they're going to implement something like that, they have to be able to um, they have to implement it knowing that their servers can handle the amount of players that are going to be playing on it. So that's kind of one of the thing that I have not been enjoying about season four. What about you, fans?
Well, the same and pretty much the same thing, right? So having the servers prepared. What do I know? What do we know? We don't have the insight yet if it's actually is the servers. Not being able to handle the 120, but that's the thing that stands out to me the most is having 20 more people, 20 more um servers or services, depending on where they're at, in the same lobby with us. That's the only thing that makes sense. I've noticed that our pings are a lot higher, for being in Texas, us three being in Texas and loading up into the game together. You know what I mean? Like there's something that has to be done. You know what I mean? I feel like we should be past this. We shouldn't be lagging. We're in the light speed era with fiber network. You know what I mean? Like what's going on, guys?
And the crazy thing too is like the fact that we're Texas, considered central by like some games, but like normally Texas has usually had a tract of having like the best like ping and connection, and it really feels like, honestly, bro, it feels like our characters are running through like thick mud. Like the game just does not feel as like smooth and like fluid as it's felt this beginning season or the beginning of the season so far. Like, so I don't know what happened this week, but it does not feel like the start of the season. And I know we're only like a week in, but there was a day to day shift that was very noticeable, and it just doesn't feel good. And the constant like dropping connection, like it's crazy. I don't think I've ever played a match of Warzone until this season where like the whole connection just stopped and more than half the lobby has timed out. I'm able to run around and I feel like I almost have like, the future sight, the perk, but as like, in person, like I'm able to run around and, and find other players that are just stuck. And it's a weird feeling. I'm like, yo, can I use this to my advantage type shit? But it's just
Dude,
a weird feeling.
or just even
And
going back to the past, like you're running all the way across the map, and then you
yeah.
poop, you're back where you were. Like, dude, man,
And then like what I there was a multiple times that we were like afraid to take the redeploy just because it's like, well shit, am I even gonna get to land? Like when the everything catches back up, am I just gonna have like pancaked on the ground. Like,
I did. I hit the ground.
yeah, exactly. So they, it's just it's like the game feels so iffy to play right now. Like there was multiple times in the past 2 days that we've been playing that I'm like, do I even want to feel like playing right now? Like I know my feelings like this are gonna stay throughout the whole season, but there was a few times where I was just like, I just want to call it a night. I just want to do something else. Let me go just play pubs instead. Um, but
I feel bad for. I mean, we're obviously going to deal with it, right? But I really feel for the players that um are excited for a new season, right? And I'll use me as an example. I was away for most of season three, and I played in the beginning of it. Um, but I feel sorry for the players that get excited. Oh, hey, there's a new season coming out. I'm gonna get on and play, and then they
yeah,
get on and play, and then they run into what we've been encountering from the start of it. So that in itself is um, makes me frustrated for them, and they caused me even lose some player base because of that, right? They have all these new updates and they just can't get it right. But I'm sure they'll fix it. I'm sure they're working on it. So excited to see kind of. I'm excited for the true gameplay we get out of it um, once we get past this because I really enjoyed using one of the new kill streaks, the bunker buster. Um,
yes,
it the concept is awesome. I love it. I'm
oh
a
yeah,
fan of it. It helps um, to mitigate the camping, especially in those areas of the map where it's saturated with these tall buildings. But I think that they need to buff it. They need to make it stronger.
yeah, same because like the smoke that it gives off, like the missile part, I think it does a good enough damage. Like I've downed people from just the missile like damage by itself, but the smoke damage it does is like it it does nothing. Like I've had it tick on down players and it doesn't even kill them. Like, and it's like, dude, you've ticked like 20 times and they're still not dead. And I think a good um counter to it is like, and it makes sense is that like if you have a gas mask on, you don't get take the tick damage, which I think is actually kind of cool and it makes sense. But I think that tick damage of the gas needs to be increased, and the width of the gas needs to also be increased. I think in its current state, it's almost not worth buying. I'm still gonna buy it because I think it's a cool idea and it's kind of nice, but the utility is not fully there yet.
What I what I think with the bunker buster, it reminds me of Iron Man when he had that rocket and it
Mm,
hit the mountain and it just blew up the whole mountain. That's
yes.
what the bunker buster reminds me of. But yes, it is severely underpowered. I feel like the gas needs to go. I don't like the gas at all because if I'm the one calling the streak and y'all are most likely able to run in there, I can't go in there
Great
because
point.
I'm gonna be affected by the gas. So I think it needs to be a really strong hit. I feel like if you target the building in a direct spot where, I mean, obviously it's a column, first, second, third floor, and you hit a good spot dead center, obviously you have to run away outside the building so the one that called it doesn't get hurt. Obviously
Hmm.
your teammates don't get hurt. And it actually, I feel like it should break armor, and if not, if they're on the top floor, they need to be like downed. Like top floor down, second floor broken armor, maybe bottom floor a little bit of armor hurt. Like give it
Yeah.
some type of something, bro. It needs to be effective. Like an airstrike. Obviously it's a direct down.
Yeah, because like all the other streaks, they're for the most part intimidating and you want to move, but the bunker buster is kind of like it's more seen, I feel like, as a nuisance than really like a threat, you know?
Yeah, because
Um,
can we really even challenge like after we call the bunker buster? I mean, we would have to literally be possibly already in the building, but then again, the person that's calling it in is going to be affected by the smoke and he can't even help, or he's going to get hit by the strike too. You know what I mean? So it's like there has to be some way. I mean, I guess you can make it where I'll call the street guys, your guys are going to have to go in, I'll watch the outside while, people jump out the windows or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
mhm.
but the effective way to do is to hit it to go in. You know what I mean? You would need to have both other teammates or other three teammates, depending on what you're playing, either trios or quads. you need to have your other teammates running in to clean up what you broke because you're gonna break armor. And I've seen it break armor, but it's just I feel like it's not enough because people have two play armor, those vests,
Yeah.
so it's like they're going to be shield by the time we run in there, they're going to be shielded up, and it's not even worth it. So there has to be a down. And like I said, third floor, if they're on the top floor and you get a hit, that's a down. You know what I mean? If it's all three down, then it's a team wipe. You know what I mean? Like, screw it, bro. I mean, make it rewarding.
That's a great point. I love that take. I didn't even think about that, but no, you're right. It completely makes the kill streak completely ineffective on singles. Um, so you can't really use it if you can't go and finish off your kill if the individual has self revive. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, no, I think my biggest issue is multi-floor buildings. It
Yes.
doesn't have any effect on the lower floor, so they can continue to camp. I used it a couple times on a two-story. Did nothing to the people in the bottom story floor. Um, and then I used it again at a gas station, and it was extremely effective. Obviously, it's just a single-story building, so I think the concept is there. I love the concept of it, but I think they need to, I agree with you. They need to take off the gas and they need to make it stronger. I'd like to see, like, let's say we're challenging a multi-floor building and they're just camping inside the building. I'd love to see the bunker buster get called in on the building and you see everybody having to jump out of the building.
Oh
Ex-
That
yeah, just scrambling
eliminates,
yes.
out. That would be
yes,
fucking
Exactly.
sick.
See, now you got strategy. Now you have the person that's calling it doesn't run in, but he's watching from the outside. Like, I'll watch anybody jumping out the windows. See, that's a strategy. And then for the people inside, we've got to get to the lower floors. You know what I mean? So it's
yep.
like it works both ways.
Yeah, yeah, I that if they can get there, I think the fan base would completely love that.
And
Yeah, it'll
there's
be fun.
and there's already counterplay to it, like the mask, helps you from the smoke. And I wonder, honestly, I would assume it works. Is that little dome you can throw out that protects you from the gas? Like I would assume that works on the bunker buster gas too.
Oh yeah,
So
And
now that you bring that up, Fred, that's like a good transition. So the bunker buster, we agree, we understand it, but the mask, the
mhm.
mask, the problem I have with the mask is the shadow filter it has over your face
It's funny. I
when you
just
put it
noticed
on.
that yesterday. I've never noticed it until yesterday. I was like, "What the fuck is that over my screen?" And I
And I
never
forget
noticed
I
it.
have it on.
it is so annoying, guys. I do not put the mask on because I have issues with that shadow. And it's more specifically in darker areas of the map, like even inside a darker building. Like you're telling me I have to turn my fucking brightness up all the way in order to be able to use a gas mask. You know what also sucks is when you're end zone and the zone's coming in and there's that black around the edges of your
Yeah, what
screen.
is it, the vignette or something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's frustrating.
it's just not effective, man. I feel like, yes, of course you can have the mask, and you have the gold mask, you sit out there for a while, but you can't see shit. You can't see anything.
Yep.
Everything's blacked out. What's the point of the mask? And then when you get in the circle, you're still hurting. You're still shadowed. Like, it's more of a penalty to have it than a reward. So I
Mm.
feel like I don't even want to pick them up, but I'm like, I need to pick it up in case I need to make a gas play. You know what I mean? But it's like it's almost not even worth it.
Yeah, I just pick them up end zone after I kill somebody. I'll wait until the end just to put one on, and it's literally the last two circles. And that you should not be penalized for wearing a gas mask, especially if you find it, right? It's supposed to be a reward. But yeah, I agree with your take. I think you get a little penalized in a way just for wearing a mask.
Yeah, there should be no film. It should be just clear. You want to have the animation and put it on? Cool. All right, that's cool. We put it on. But once we put the mask on, just make it clear. Now, if you want to have a little shadow when you're in the smoke, cool. That's effect. Okay. But when we get out of the storm, make it clear, man. Like, it's a lot less graphics that you have to worry about, and a lot easier than having to put on and off the mask. I know that animation got a lot of people killed.
Oh
So
yeah.
I mean, I
It's
don't know whoever thought about that. I hope he's fired. No, I'm
Well,
just kidding. I don't
maybe
want nobody losing their job. But
maybe do a thing to where like if you have a fresh one that hasn't been touched yet, maybe like don't even have a filter over your screen. And because I know where they already have it to where it's like if it gets damaged, you get cracks. But like if it's not even damaged, just don't even hinder my screen. Just don't give me anything. Just I know what I put on. I'm not gonna forget. Oh, I turned the gas mask on. I forgot I have it on. There's
yeah,
already enough indicators on my screen to tell me I have it. I don't need one that covers my whole screen. You know?
bro. Now that's even a good thing. See, I knew we were gonna roll onto things that come up in these situations. That is another thing is a bunch of stuff on the screen. All right, my loadout box, it pops up. I need that indicator like gone somewhere high up in the air, bottom, I don't know, somewhere, or make it clear automatically or like see through because I've been running up to my box and someone's shooting me and I can't even see because he's hiding right behind my indicator of the loadout, right? That's one,
Mm.
right? And then you have when someone's coming after you, or you got a mission you got to do, or you got an objective. There's a big old strip on the left side of your screen telling you what you have to do and what you're going to do. All that's being covered up. Why are we not putting that stuff like at the bottom of our screen where we don't have any visual, hindering, where it's at the lower part? Why is it in the middle of the screen to the left? You know what I mean? Or on the right, or wherever all the indicators going. Clear the screen. It's a shooter game. I think the whole horizontal like middle part needs to be clear. You can have stuff up top, have stuff on the bottom, but from the left to the right or right to the left, that needs to be completely clear so that we can visually see everything.
create less fiction for the player. We said it a
Exactly.
couple podcasts ago, but
Yeah.
yeah, we need to get to a point to where they're creating less friction. It'll make the gameplay so much more enjoyable.
Yeah, because there's so many times where like one of us will ping, being like, "Oh, you either live ping or just like ping to where you are," and then you gotta turn your ping off because it's just like, dude, you're covering up my screen. I can't see shit behind that ping. Like, my opponent's using my own ping as a fucking guard at this point now. It's
Yeah,
like, what
without
the
even
fuck?
knowing it. Yeah, and
Exactly.
it's hard, bro. There's too much. There's too much on the screen. They need to pull back. I bet you, excuse me, if they pull back a lot of that stuff that they have on the screen, the game would probably run so much smoother, like
Yeah.
so much smoother.
One another thing though is I don't know if it's just like the start of a season, but damn bro, the amount of hackers. Like I jumped into this season playing ranked resurgence, and I think maybe after like getting to I think plat 3, bro, I just kept getting into like running into hackers, and like I kind of told myself I think I'm just gonna wait a little bit into the season to let all the hackers get into like Crimson and Iridescent and all that stuff, because it's just like shit, dude. Like I can't even play it, bro. Like it almost feels like the hackers are like we just run into more hackers this season. I don't know. I don't know if it's just the
Yeah.
the blues of season starting, but I don't know what it is.
I
Any
think
ideas?
I think it's kind of like this. You increase the player base, there's gonna be more hackers come because if you think about it, the end of season three, the player base was starting to dwindle again, right? I mean, there were
Hmm.
still a lot of people playing. Don't get me wrong, but not as many people playing as um as when I say peak season, right? But when the game's at its peak and you release a new season, what happens? Everybody comes back, right? Everybody wants to try the new guns. Everybody wants to see the new guns. Everybody wants to rank up the new guns. Everybody just wants to play. So I think it's just more in tandem with there's just a lot more players playing, which unfortunately means there's a lot more people cheating. But I feel like the conversation with the hackers has been going on for so long since Warzone first came out, and they try to implement Ricochet, and it's just not working effectively. Now it's working, but it's not working effectively. And maybe 50% of the game, 50% of games, I encounter somebody that is sus. Now I'm not gonna say they're hacking just because they're good, but I encounter somebody that's sus. And I don't think that 50% of the games that I play, we should be encountering this many suspect players.
Yeah. So this is what I'll say. People say, well, they're not hacking, they're not aimbotting, they're not walling. Look, if you have to load an additional program, additional macros, additional anything to the game in order to give you an advantage, that's cheating. That's modding. If you're not just plugging in your control and starting the game and going, you're cheating. You're hacking. If you're changing audio settings on your computer that the game doesn't come with, and you're enhancing yourself over someone else, you're cheating, you're modding, you're not playing the game the way it's supposed to be played. It is in the terms and conditions with Call of Duty. It says in there any modifications, any, you know, what do they call it, farming for kills, anything that's being used to manipulate the game, it's wrong. It's cheating. It's hacking. It's modding. And I don't know why people don't understand this and get this. You can get good at the game. You don't need all these extra programs. And especially if you're a streamer or you're somebody that plays for hours, why do you need all these programs? You should already be good if you're able to play 8 hours a damn day. Like, come on, man. If I could get on for my 1 or 2 hours and slam a lot of these kids, there's no way that you should be needing all these programs, all these VPNs, to get these low kill lobbies. Like, it doesn't make it, like, how can you be satisfied and call yourself a good player knowing that you're not even that good player? You know what I mean?
It's
All
all
I
shortcuts. It's really all just shortcuts.
I took a sorry to lighten the mood a little bit, Fred. Sorry for interrupting you,
No, you're good.
but I couldn't help but point out that you said if I can get on this late and slam all these kids.
I
Jeez.
mean, it's
Uh,
true, bro. I mean, for
All right,
us, we're
pause,
like,
pause.
we don't cheat. We're just natural players. We played for many years, and we drop 30, 34, 35 kills a game. You know what I mean? Whenever we play, whenever we have a good run. I mean, that's good, bro. Like, if you're dropping 40, 50, cool. Like, you have more hours than us. But if you're dropping 90 kills, bro, 100 kills, dude, you're gonna tell me that you're able to find almost the whole lobby all on your own? Like, come on, guys. Like, I've already said this before, previous podcasts. Nobody believes you. Nobody believes that you ran into all 90 players all on your own, guys. Like, you got that lucky that you ran every single team down on y'all's own. You know what I mean? Because each player had 30 something kills. Come on, guys. Nobody believes you.
Now, a lot of these high-profile streamers, they have the benefit of stream snipers coming into their game, dropping them all their money, and then getting killed by them. So you can boost their numbers just like that.
Oh
But
yeah.
True, true. I
yeah,
mean,
so
and that's why I say when it comes to tournament play, it should be nothing but tournament players in these lobbies, right? Like, if the team, like they said, the team needs to be registered. The registered the team, right? So then on the game, when they open up the lobbies, everybody that's joining, okay, how it would be in MLG. Like, all right, that's not your teammate that's in the lobby. You know what I mean? Like, you have to join with the when they had implemented it in game. Remember MLG, was it Cold War?
Oh,
When
bro,
they
that was
when
fucking cool, and I forgot about
Exactly.
that.
See, they
Why would they
implemented
stop
it, and
that?
then they were like, "You can't. You're not on the team. This is not your what was it? Your Activision. You know what I mean? So you couldn't
Yeah, they were
join
like,
in.
yeah.
So why can't they do it here for Warzone? Everybody registers. You have to join in all together. Whoever's competing, there's millions of people competing. So everybody joins in. All right, this lobby starting in 10 minutes. So everybody joins in. All right, that lobby ends, but there's other lobbies starting. You know what I mean? There has to be some synchronicity. There has to be someone in these tournament places that are like, okay, we need to find a way to make this more efficient, more safe, more legit, so that we can get our credibility back. There needs to be like a credibility team like working on this. Like, hey, we need to get like our name back to the top of the list because it's not it's the most popular game just because it's been around for such a long time and it's easy to play, but it doesn't have a good reputation.
And weren't you like able to like do everything all within the game, right? You could set up matches and everything all from the game, right? You wouldn't even have to
Well,
touch the website anymore. Or am I?
I think you had to do the website. You accepted the game on the website, and then all you did was just join the lobby because
Oh,
they
okay.
would start the lobby. So whenever your lobby was I think it was 10 minutes before it was supposed to start, it opens up, and then you would join the lobby.
And the game would submit the score, right? Too like you
Yes,
didn't even have to
and then
do
when
that.
you would lose, it doesn't matter. Like, the game would submit the score. So there was no way to fight it. You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
only
that
way,
was so annoying, bro. Because people like just being salty and just fucking
yeah,
having to
report just to take the time away.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But there's people like that, bro. There's people that are just sore losers. You know what I mean? I can say I was like that before in my past. It sucks to lose, but like, man, it's such a good feeling when you actually get good at the game and you show that you're actually one of those top players. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why people don't enjoy that. Like just becoming good. All they want to do, they want to look good on stream. They want to get their money and just laugh in people's faces, right? And I think that's despicable. You're a piece of shit in my eyes.
Oh my god.
um Another annoying thing is how do y'all feel about the constant Black Ops 6 reveal event like popping up on your screen at the beginning of like Warzone games?
It's so annoying, man.
Bro, it was cool like the first few times, but goddamn, I'm like it seems almost like more exciting when it doesn't happen. Like I think we played a few matches yesterday, and like I think it only happened like twice where we didn't get the reveal event like screen. Like you would think that's something that they're gonna be like, oh, look at this little secret Easter egg thing you got reveal event, but no, you get that like I swear to God, you get that like I don't know 4 out of 5 times. It was
Yeah, I
like
mean,
Jesus
imagine they
Christ,
could
this
have
is
just been
annoying.
like, they could have been like, well, you guys played together already, y'all saw it. Like, okay, we don't have to
Yeah,
switch it
right.
out no more. But they're like, all right, here it is. Like,
Yeah.
okay, bro, we get it. There's a fucking thing gonna happen. Like, all right.
How many times do I gotta see Woods wheeling into my screen before a fucking match starts? Like
In his
Jesus,
wheelchair.
bro. Yeah, I'm just like, bro, I get it. Like, but yeah, like you said, there should be like either maybe an option or just you see it once, they don't show you it again.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
there's an option. I haven't looked, but hopefully there is because I'm tired of seeing that shit. Like, I almost feel like the first match we played today, I'm gonna see that shit.
All right. Well, I'll take us onto a funner note and more lively note about our guns that we've been enjoying playing with. Even though with all the problems that we're having, um, I don't know if Fred, you want to go ahead and start off with the guns you're enjoying.
So the Supri, I hated on that gun right at the start and even before. Like I'll admit it, but god damn, is it my favorite like SMG now? And I can't wait to get Obsidian on it. And the Car 98, how annoying it is, I've been enjoying it. There is kind of like I've noticed there's like a sweet spot to like the max range you can get a one shot headshot, which is kind of annoying because there's like I'll be shooting from a building that's like, you know, right across the street and I'll still get a hit marker, but even then I've been enjoying it. It feels super good. But damn, bro, if there's any gun that's like my main right now, it's the Supri. I've been loving the Supri 46. Like the way I got it built, bro. I feel like I break ankles.
Nice, man.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Jay, what about you?
Um, now I've been using. I think it's what is it, the BP40? I believe that's what it's called.
BP
Uh,
50.
BP50, yeah. And it reminds me. Oh my gosh, I
Was
can't
that
remember.
season two's gun? I think that was season
Yes,
two.
Yeah.
yeah, and now I've been using it just because it reminds me of um Warzone and Verdansk. What is that gun everybody use, Fred? Do you remember it?
What for dance?
I used it, man. I used it all the time. I used to run it with a Car 98. I can't remember the name, but I'm sure those of you listening will know exactly what I'm talking about. But I like it. The only thing is the 45 round mag. I wish they made it 60, and then
mm,
I think that would make the gun meta. And then of course, I've been using the sniper that everybody's been using, the Car 98, and I've been a sniper guy the entire time I play Call of Duty, and this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I don't like the way the sniper feels. I feel like I'm shooting peas, like
yeah.
little pellets, and I just continuously break people. It really doesn't have that good of range. It's more of like a mid-tier sniper, quick scope sniper kind of sniper to have fun with. But I'm not a fan of it. Again, it's probably an unpopular opinion, but I do not enjoy that gun at all.
Yeah, I think the Car 98. I don't think it should ever be a one shot headshot. Um, I honestly don't care what people think. I think the
Mm.
only one shot headshot should be the charge rifle, obviously, and
Yeah, the
then
Moors.
the other sniper that are real sniper rifles that require a little extended, um, chambering of the bullet.
So
I
the
think
the
those
cat and the
are,
Moors, or
yeah, the Moors and the, yeah, I think that's the cap. I think those are should be are in my opinion, should be rewarded for a one shot headshot down. I don't care what range you are in. Maybe okay, let's say you're within 20 yards, 30 yards, okay, maybe. But like the 70 to 80 yards, because I think that's what the range is. It's like 76 to 80 yards. You get a one shot headshot down. And I think, and for it to have such a fast rechamber speed without any mods, you're pretty much almost destined to go down and get killed instantly because there's nowhere for you to crawl within that time frame. I think, shoot, what it's like probably less than 5 to maybe 3 seconds for it to reload another bullet. Not even that.
Or
And it's probably
extremely
milliseconds.
slower
so
than that.
I
Yeah.
have a quick question for both of y'all. Do you think they did a good job with bringing back the nostalgia and feel of the gun without making it overpowered like it was in
No,
Warzone 1?
it feels like a completely different gun. And
Mm.
I use the Car 98 probably 90% of the time that I played the first Warzone. And in my opinion, just my opinion, I don't like the way this new car feels. It's just weaker. I mean, you have more movement speed with it. Um, I feel like the fire rate's a lot faster as well.
Oh yeah.
It is a whole lot faster. But no, I mean, it's cool. It's visually cool to see, and I like the whole car aspect, and but I'm just not a fan of it right now. And maybe it's the primary I'm running with it. Maybe that makes it a little more difficult. I think I need to be running like an LMG with it, or maybe a sub. But the now I've been using the BP50. Um, I feel like it's good to run with it. Also, by the way, the gun I'm thinking of was a Ram 7. Remember the Ram 7s?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it
Yeah, yeah,
feels like
yeah.
a Ram 7 with 15 bullets less. So maybe I'm just not using the right gun with it, or maybe I'm just not my play style is a little different because for a while I was running AR sub. So it might just be me, it might just be my opinion. But to answer your question, Fred, it's cool. It's a little nostalgic, but I don't think it's a completely different feeling from the old school car.
Yeah, well, I'll answer that question right after I mention my guns, Fred. So the gun I've been having fun with and I've been enjoying, and it's actually a gun that probably nobody's touching because I'm crazy like that, and that's how I do. But it is the DM56, and it is a marksman rifle, but it does have a jack signal burst attachment. Now, and we did mention burst on our last episode, and I told you, burst shouldn't be accurate so far away. This one's not accurate far away, which is okay. I'm okay with that, but it's very, very accurate within that mid to maybe the tip of the long range. um the burst is almost dead center every time. It's very strong. It uses sniper ammo. I'm pretty much getting a two burst broken armor, almost a down. They could barely even make it around the corner. I don't know how they feel when they're running getting shot by it, but it just it breaks armor. If I say almost on the, if I get a good solid one burst, I'm breaking their armor. And I've saved, I don't know, Fred, how many times by just whipping around and just hitting a burst.
Oh yeah, I've
Uh
seen some of the clips of yours, and I'm like, God, wait, what the fuck? It killed that fast? Like,
yeah,
it's melting,
it
which is like
melted.
I
So
something I
that's why
enjoy.
Yeah, the gun
that's
is
why
underrated.
I yeah, that's why I do what I do. I build my own guns. I look around, try to get away from what everybody's doing, because what content is that gonna make when I'm just gonna do a video with every gun that everybody's using? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But the Supri, I do like it. I enjoy it. I've seen the way people have built their weapons, and I always criticize them because they always build it for a mid to like a bottom of the long range. They put a long ass barrel on it, because they're trying to make it feel like an AR, because I guess they don't want to lose those long range battles.
Hmm.
But they're losing to me because I have it built like an actual sub, and it's fast, shoots fast, aims fast, hip fire is direct, and it's on point. So I have it built like a true sub. It's not meant for long range, even though I can still break armor from that mid to even early, maybe to mid, that end of the mid long range. Like I can still break some armor and stuff like that, but in close range, they're not gonna touch me. They're
Well,
unless they have it built for speed like I do.
I feel like that goes into what I said last episode where you want a gun that's a master of one but not a jack of all trades, you know? Because
Yep.
I feel like Warzone you need a master of one if you're going to be putting it into your loadout. You need it to be good at whatever specific role you need it to be in. You don't want it to be kind of good at everything because then you're just going to have a gun that kills like shit and that feels okay, you know?
Yeah, and don't forget, you run around with a heavy weapon, you're gonna be slow. I don't know if people understand that the mobility. You got to look at mobility, and I think that's an underrated stat that people look at when
Yes.
they fix their guns. There's like, why am I moving so slow? Where you're carrying a weapon that should be light with a bunch of attachments on them that you don't even need. Sometimes I don't even put all five attachments because it doesn't need it. For so as an example, I'll say shoot the gun first without putting any attachments on it and see how it shoots. So then you can build off of it that way. And you might build a better gun than anybody else. I mean, that's just you might not need all five attachments because some attachments cause negative effects, aim down sight speed, maybe some horizontal negative points, was it moving speed, walking aim speed, things like that. You
Mhm.
got to look at all that stuff, and I try to utilize the attachments that don't have so much negative repercussions from using it. So I guess that's just how I build. And then to go on to your question, Fred, about how I think of how they brought back the Car 98. I don't like the way it looks. I feel like it looks like a small gun, like someone's poppy shotgun. You know what I mean? A little
Yeah.
like it doesn't sound good. I think the one in the first war zone in Verdansk sounded badass. It was just like clap clap boom. You
Yep.
know what I mean?
It looks like a
This one's
pellet
like
gun, feels
clink,
like a pellet
clink,
gun.
clink, clink,
Yes,
clink, clink. I
exactly.
I don't I don't like that. You know what I mean? And I don't know who's doing the audio out there, but holy she's like, come on, man. Like I don't know, bro. I don't know if we just need some new creators. I maybe some fresh minds, maybe some old school minds. I don't know, bro. But I think we can do better. I'll just say that.
This might be a hated thought, and this is just something I just thought of right now. But I believe the classified gun coming in the mid-season patches should be the Spaz, or what is it they call the Renegade or something like that, or what is it? The
Oh, you're
Revenger.
talking about the shotgun that they're gonna bring
Yeah,
back?
the shotgun.
Yeah.
If it's meta, I might use it. I always strayed away from the shotgun metas, but I don't know, man. This season
I like
I might be a little toxic. Who knows?
Shotgun
Yo,
metas are
I
fun.
I don't like the automatic shotguns. Obviously,
Mhm.
those should be weak as hell. I don't think that should be rewarded. I think popping the shot like the ones that have where you have to shotgun it, you have to clock it back and everything. I think that should be rewarded because there's space, there's movement involved. You have to make a jump, you have to make a slide. I think that should be not a one hit down, but at least like two. Like boom, break armor, boom, down. You know what I mean? I think that should be an even trade to use a shotgun.
Um, just like kind of a last point. Do you guys have anything that you guys have under wraps right now that you kind of want to like you're going to be testing out within the coming weeks or within the week to kind of see if it's potentially meta or just a kind of a gun you can bring into Warzone? Because I have a gun. I don't want to say it, but I'm going to be doing some testing this week, and hopefully I can have a video for you guys sometime this week about it. Hopefully it lives up to the hype that I'm hoping it's going to have.
I mean,
Okay.
for me personally, y'all know me. I like to go with metas because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
FJX Horus, I've been hearing is the new sub meta,
Mm.
and I will be using the FJX Horus. That is going to be the gun that I'm probably going to run. Um, beginning or actually maybe tonight. I'm probably just going to start running the FJX Horus, just because I like running metas, and then I'm actually going to try Louis' class out. Because
Who's Louis?
fans won. My apologies.
Hey, y'all erase that from your name,
Yeah, yeah.
your
I'll
brain.
put a bleep right there. I'll
Yeah,
put a
yeah, I
bleep
don't
in
know
there.
my name. Nah, I'm just kidding. You guys can know my name. It doesn't matter. We're gonna end up saying it tons of times.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna run the FJX Horus along with the fans one meta. I think I'm gonna start calling it that, fans one meta. Um, but in I think I think that's going to be the meta going forward. I can, all it's going to take is some big streamer to use it a couple times, and everybody's going to be using it because when I say that gun melts, that gun melts. It is really, really good. So if you haven't seen that TikTok video, um, Fred will post a link in the socials, so go check that out. That gun is crazy good. But yep, that's what I'll be running this next couple weeks.
What do you got, fans? Anything
All
new?
right. So, besides the guns that I'm having fun with, I think one gun that has peeked their eyes over the hills and nobody caught it, nobody paid attention, was the Kostov 7.62. It
Yes.
increased the range, and I believe the damage as well, for this gun, and the accuracy. It was actually pretty damn good. I actually pulled it out just for a little bit, just so I could try it out. It broke armor almost
Are you talking
instantly.
about the AK and the assault rifle category?
Yeah, it's the
Do you?
AK. Yeah, it's
Well, you
basically the
might.
AK, the
Um,
Kostov 7.62.
that one actually, at some point within the week, is actually going to be getting an aftermarket part that reduces its recoil, its vertical recoil.
Yeah,
So that gun
I can
actually
see
might
it.
get
It's
even
already
better.
recommended. It's already recommended, and that was just me looking at the patch notes and then working my way down the list. When I see the recommended weapons, it's like, okay, let me go ahead and pop this in. You know how I do my builds. I shoot it without any attachments. I was like, oh, okay, like an accurate AK kind of reminds me of COD 4. So I was like, all right, let's see. So then started building it, took it to the war zone, just a practice lobby, and yeah, it was melting pretty good. So that I'm looking at, and I'm also looking at continually using the AMR9. Again, they increased the range, and also uh they added mid-range damage, so they didn't have that, and now they added some additional damage
Oh
to the
shit!
gun. Yeah,
So it'll be better at longer ranges then.
so it is and it has headshot damage, so it has
Oh
a
fuck!
lot, it has range. It does have the 50 round mag, and it also has a 100 round mag. But to go with Jay, the Horus was kind of beating me off, no pun
Ew,
intended.
pause, pause. What?
Whoa there. You've been saying some sus stuff this whole stream, man.
uh,
Slamming kids, beating you off. I don't know, man.
So who's horrors about? We
no,
might
but
have to
it
talk about
was
this after.
it was beating me. Yeah, it's faster. It's probably more accurate, right? Not more accurate than the AMR9, but it's more accurate than it was before. Because
So
they
you're
give it
telling
from
me
the
you came right to like a conclusion, I'm guessing, after encountering the gun.
okay. Like I don't no comment.
I
But
think
yeah,
it
I
I
think
think
I think
he
that
piqued his interest.
it piqued my
The
interest a little
Horus
bit.
made
The little
fans come
Horus
to confirmed.
come to a conclusion that it is actually a good gun. I mean, I don't think it's the strongest sub. I still think the Supri it probably beat out the Horus. I mean, they're both in the running right now. But the AMR9 is a fun gun. It's an accurate gun. It's a gun that I don't need a um I can shoot with my the iron sights. In all three of those guns, you can use your iron sights: the Supri, the Horus, and the AMR9.
Well, guys, if you want to like know our opinions on these guns and anything that we're working on, just always refer to our socials. We'll be posting loadout and loadout ideas. But this was Redeploy Gamers podcast. Peace out.
Later.
Later, guys.